room. Welcome to my craft room. I wanted to show you how to use the Cricut Maker. And one of the cool things that Cricut has right now are quilt kits. And in their quilt kits, what they do is they send you all the fabrics to make a quilt. And you can go on Cricut Access and you can buy quilt pattern, which I have done. I have gotten the XOXO quilt. And it's the X's and O's baby quilt. And I wanted to make sure that you saw all the different aspects of this in this video. That's why you can't see my head, or you could see my head. And so in this, I wanted to show you how we do this. So here's my Cricut Maker right here. And this, the difference between the Cricut Maker and the Cricut Explorer, or the Explorer Air or whatever, is that there's an adaptive tool system. So you have two different places that you can put tools here. This left side here is for all of your pens, if you want to do a washable marker, if you want to do a regular marker and color on your paper products or whatever, or draw or do whatever on paper, that's great. You can do that on this side of it. For this side, you can switch out different blades. Right now I have my bonded fabric blade in because I did a shamrock, actually very cool shamrock table runner, which I will have for sale in my Etsy store very soon. This right here is the rotary blade. This is what makes the Maker the Maker. That's what it makes it, why you want to get one of these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my rotary blade in because I'm going to cut out the entire quilt right now. And so the way you do that is you put that in there and then you close both sides. Okay, then I say on my computer, let's see if you can see this here. I'm doing the Riley Blake X's and O's baby quilt. And I said I wanted to go ahead and make it. So I clicked on that. Now I'm going to click on cotton for fabric. And it tells me that I don't need a tool in the clamp A, but in clamp B I want the rotary blade, which I put, and then I want to load my mat. Now, before I load my mat, we notice that over here, it's going to show us how big our fabric should be on there and which mat to use. The 12 by 24 mat, which I have two of them here, so I'm going to preload them. And I'm going to use my white background fabric, and it's going to cut out all of the cool triangles, half square triangles there. So before I even hit go, I put my my white background fabric on my fabric. The pink mats are the fabric mats. And one of the things that it says when you get this pattern is that if you let the excess fabric that they give you, Cricut gives you, just to hang off, then you won't waste any, because it may only cut like up to here, and then you can have all of that in one big piece. So that's a cool thing. I did leave my selvage up here, which may cause a problem. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what it'll do. Now I'm going to push this to load my mat. Okay. It's going to check right now. It's checking. It checked to make sure that it was all loaded. And now I'm going to press go. Now, while that's cutting, I'm loading my next mat. We're going to do 3 of these background pieces. I think it might be smarter to actually cut that selvage off, but for right now I'm going to leave it on. And I'm going to use my tool here, scraper tool, to get it to stick to my fabric mat. I had an issue with a mat that had a lot of fabric on it, and it wasn't really sticky, and I was cutting out shamrocks And oh boy howdy, it did not, it just moved the fabric around. So one of the things that you want to make sure is that your mat is sticky. Also, if you use a, what is it called, a brayer, brayers are the best for this. I have a brayer. I think it's stuck in my craft closet over there, and it's, yeah, we needed to make the quilt. Not look for my brayer. Check it out, it's still going. This scraper works perfectly, so it's great. Okay, so this fabric doesn't have anything on the back of it, which is why you can use the Cricut, you can use the rotary blade with no bonding. This right here is what you use when you have, what is it called, the Wonder Under on the back, the stabilizer, anything that you have on the back to, oh, I had the word in my head. This is so me. Like the stabilizer, interfacing, there you go. If you have interfacing on the back, then it works great. That pink one. There are a bunch of different blades that you can use in here. This is the fine point blade. It's the one that I do all my vinyl with. I cut my vinyl out. This is the deep point blade, which is amazing for thicker things. If you want to cut little thicker, what did I cut with that the other day? Something cool. Okay, so this is the first mat to cut. It's done. Now I'm going to press unload. That was thunder. Okay, now I want you to see how awesome it does. Okay. These are my pieces. Already cut out. I don't even have to think about it. So awesome. Now, mat number 2. Gonna do the same thing. Gonna load it. I'm gonna push go. It's gonna cut the same triangles out. Okay? While that's doing it, I actually like to use this little tool here